Okay, we're on your own. It's on page 404. We're not going to do all of these. We're just going to do a couple of them to give you a good idea about what's going on. And on this one, this page on 404, we are going to start off with number 3. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I have two shapes going on here. I'm going to draw my line this way. And that's my shape 1. Here's my shape 2. I'm actually going to start with my shape 2 because I have area equals length times width. I'm going to use 12 times 9. So area equals 108 there. Feet squared. Now let's look at 1. From here to here 7. From here to here is 12. So I'm going to take 12 minus 7. 12 minus 7 is 5. And then I need to find the other side. When I do that, I'm going to get 4. 13 minus 9 is 4. So 5 times 4 is 20. A equals 20 feet squared. So if the little guy's 20 and the big guy's 108, when I add those together, I get 128 feet squared. We're going to go ahead actually and flip on page 405. And we're going to look at number 10. We're going to look at this compass rose. And what that does, this guy right here, it tells us like north and all of that stuff, our directions. So each triangle has the same area. In the center is a square. So I'm going to do the square first. Area equals length times width. If one side's 4, the other sides are 4. So 4 times 4. So the square is 16 inches squared. Now let's find one of the triangles. So shape 2 is a triangle. A equals base times height divided by 2. Our base is 4, our height is 8. So 4 times 8 is 32. Divided by 2 is 16. Now, if this is 16, so it's this one, this one, this one. There are 4, so we're going to take 16 times 4. And when we do that, we get 64 inches squared. So all 4 of these are 64 inches squared, and then the square is 16. So I'm going to take 64, and I'm going to add 16 to it. When I do that, I get 80 inches squared. I'm going to write that over here. And I'm going to circle it. So again, I did my formulas. I plugged my numbers in, and I got my answer. Our next one we're going to do is about Sandy. Sandy built a triangular pool right here and wants to add a rectangular deck around it as shown in the figure. How many square feet of wood does Sandy need for the deck? So I'm going to find the rectangle, I'm going to find the triangle, and then I'm going to subtract them because I'm not putting wood over top of my pool. So for rectangles, A equals length times width, and my numbers I have are 15 and 30. 15 times 30 is 450 feet squared. So if my pool wasn't there, it would be an entirely deck of 450 square feet. But there's a pool, and our pool is a triangle, which that's a weird shape for a pool, but we're just going to go with it. 20 times 8 is my pool, and I'm going to divide by 2. In my calculator, when I do that, I get 80 feet squared. I'm going to take my 450 feet. I'm going to subtract it by the 80 feet because I'm not putting wood over top of my pool. So I have 450 minus 80 is 370 feet squared. I'm going to write that over here. Now, if you ever want to check things, I'll put a couple of answers down here. I'm not going to do these ones, but I'll tell you what the answers are if you want to do them. This one will be 864 feet squared. And this one right here is going to be 34 meters squared. Okay, let's turn to page 406. And we're going to look at number 16. I'm going to zoom in so we can see a little better here. If you could, whatever way you decide to do, like split your shape up, you can. Just make sure you do your math right. I'm going to split it up this way. Here's shape 1. Area equals length times width. I get a 5 times 7 there. So area is 35 on this shape. Centimeters squared. Over here, I have area equals length times width. Area equals 7 times 8. So area is 56 centimeters squared here. So I have a 56 and a 35. I'm going to add those together. And when I do that, I get 91 centimeters squared. Okay, I'm going to do 18 with you. So I have a triangle here. I'm just going to extend it down with my triangle. So this is area equals base times height divided by 2. I have an 8 and a 5, so 8 times 5 is 40, divided by 2 is 20. So this is 20 centimeters squared here. And over here I have a rectangle. A equals length times width. I'm going to do 8 times 5, which is 40 centimeters squared. I'm going to add 20 plus 40, and I'm going to get 60 centimeters squared. This guy right here is actually going to be separated into 3 shapes. I'm going to do this and this. This is a square. Area equals length times width. We have 5 times 5, and we get 25 centimeters here, squared. This is a rectangle too, so area equals length times width. We have to do a little bit more to find out the length of this one. We have a 5 here and a 3 here, so this is 8 times 3 is 24 centimeters cubed. Not cubed, sorry, squared. And our last one is area equals length times width. We have a 5 and a 3, so 5 times 3 is 15 centimeters squared. So 15 plus 24 plus 25 is going to give us 64 centimeters squared.